My name is James Williams Jr. Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. I'm going to talk to you guys about the Steve Harvey show. And last week there was an episode that I greatly appreciate. So first, to Steve Harvey, let me salute you, brother, because you really do touch people. And this show touched me because of current events. All right, this was the show where you had the police officers in the Black Lives Matter movement and whoever the hell else was under the sun. I don't think that the show was long enough. I don't think that the points got all the way across. But I will tell you that I greatly appreciate that show. I'm going to talk to you about the things on that show because I have also been a victim of racial profiling. And as I've been telling people all the time since I was younger, if your skin is brown, your ass is going down. So here's my thought on that. Many years ago, I was in my 20s, and Charlottesville was the victim of a serial rapist who was 6'4", 200 and something odd pounds, which, as you can see, my highest weight was 135, and that's when I was in the Army. Now I'm not allowed to go over 125, so because of my new hip. So first off, racial profiling is live and in charge, and it does exist. There's no way out of it. There's no escaping it. There's no bullet dodging. And no matter what anyone else says, this shit does happen. As a person of multicultural descent, most people don't know what the fuck I am. I guess I don't have enough black features unless I open up my mouth because all I do is cuss, so that's probably about the only black gene I have. And I think that, it's a touch and go situation. It's a touchy situation. And I want to address some things. First off, all lives do matter. All of them. Cop lives, civilian lives, and like Steve said, there are some bad apples in the bunch. This is kind of the whole reason why internal affairs was invented in the first place, because someone has to police the police. Alright? Now, internal affairs is not like the FBI or any of that shit. But internal affairs is like the FBI, CIA, and ATF all in one inside the police station. And they look for bad guys that's within the guys. The bad guys that rock a badge, that purposely do shit and just have been swept under the rug, and a lot of booty shaking and a booty smacking and some hand shaking going on, some high fives, and internal affairs is there to stop this secret shit that's been going on with police. I recommend, and I strongly recommend, and no one has to support this, and I don't give a damn. I highly recommend body cams and dash cams beyond on all officers at all times on every shift. Hell, if you want the truth, I highly recommend that you put cameras in every corner in every police station in America. Because, the key to behavior is knowing that you are being watched. And I say this because if you put a class room of people or people in a classroom and students know they're being watched, they're going to be on their best behavior. They're not going to bully other kids, and the teachers are going to be on their best behavior. And more importantly, there won't be issues with teachers and kids having sex, with like high school teachers having sex with high school students, whether it be boys and girls or girls and boys or whatever the hell the situation is. The thing that touched me the most was when the young man said that he was dreadfully afraid of cops. Being that I used to want to be a cop, I have never ever been afraid of cops until more recent events with watching the news. Now, when I was younger and I wanted to be a cop, I already knew the drill. And most of the time, I hate to admit to this at all times, most cops didn't believe that I was old enough to drive, didn't believe that I was black. So I don't know what everyone sees when they see my face, alright? I just see a normal person. But learning that I was multicultural at a young age, I have been blessed to, I guess, have lighter skin because I'm truly high yellow. And I have skirted away with some things due to the fact that they weren't sure what I was. They weren't sure if I was Mexican, or if I was Native American, if I was Filipino, if I was Hawaiian. They didn't know what I was, but they never assumed that I was black. Has that gotten me out of a lot of trouble? No, but it has gotten me out of getting a ticket or two here or there because just look at me and don't know what the fuck I am. So they don't know how to approach that. And that's cool. But I have also been racial profiled as a serial rapist, where I didn't have my ponytail at the time, but I have curly hair. And somehow or another, these ATF agents decided that a Nautica jumpsuit and a Nautica pair of jeans was one and the same. So I'm going to give you the story. When this happened, it was a few years back, it was when this shit first hit the fan. You know, it was way before they caught the serial rapist or whatever. I'm walking up the street. Now, mind you, this is not for children, so I'm going to go ahead and give you the whole dirt. I had just got out of the shower after doing defecation. So I'm walking up the street because I just got my first film rejected from Sundance. And it might not be good news to everyone, but it was great news to me because someone saw what I could do. They hated it, but someone saw it. It wasn't Big Robert Redford who saw it, but somebody in his committee watched it and pretty much gave me the finger and a note. I still have it somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I do still have it. And thank you, Sundance, for rejecting me. I'm walking up the street. I'm going to take this thing to my partner in crime, Bruce Johnson. So as we made this movie, you know, we're going to rock this shit, and we're going to tell everybody, yo, we got rejected by Sundance. So we clearly deserve a Razzie for it. But, okay, enough with that joke. I'm walking up the street, and these three cars, Oldsmobile and two Buicks, roll up on me like 6 cops deep. Now, as a fighter, as a martial artist, if you guys have seen any of my videos on here, I can handle myself pretty well. You know, I'm not bragging, I'm not Bruce Lee, but I'm getting ready to fight. You know, these guys come out of nowhere. I mean, I'm just walking up the street in the rain, and these guys pulled up out of nowhere. Like they like the Flash, just popped up. And I'm getting ready to fight, because I don't know none of these cars. They're not marked police cars. They come out, and if I wouldn't have seen ATF on the guy's jacket, it was going to be a problem. So they start questioning me on the middle of the street. They don't even identify themselves, but they didn't really have to because I seen ATF on there. And you know, firearms, tobacco, and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, hell, I don't smoke and I don't own a gun. You know, because as far as I'm concerned, guns are for policemen and cowards and military men. So that was just my philosophy until I joined the Army. You know, still kind of think that guns are for cowards and cops, but you know, soldiers got to use it because that's our equipment. Whether we like it or not, our job is to take lives. So they get out of the car and they surround me. And then the guy with the glasses looked like he might have been a little bit of a Spanish man, but not from Mexico, but Spanish from Spain. So he starts talking to me. He's like, son, what were you doing at 7 o'clock in the morning? He's like, well, I was using the bathroom. He said, well, what were you doing at 7:30? I said, well, I was still using the bathroom. So what were you doing? I said, well, you don't want me to answer that question. He said, well, you need to answer the question. I said, well, if you must know, I was taking a fucking shit. Can you verify that? I said, well, if you go run the bill, I guess you can find out how many times I flushed the fucking toilet. I was taking a shit. He said, what were you doing at 8 o'clock? I said, I'm doing what I always do after I take a shit. I wash my fucking ass. So I got these three to six cops all around me. Like, not in a circle, but 2 of them are at the car, 2 of them are at the other car, and then the other 2 are asking me questions. We need to go through your bag. So it's like, okay, well, first let me tell you, you're going to find a Swiss Army knife in there, a bunch of candy, some photos of me, my rejected movie from Sundance, and if I'm lucky, maybe some fingernail clippers and possibly a soda. So they find all that shit. And he's like, so then they start asking me questions about, do I know where Willoughby is? And I was like, yeah, well, it's over there somewhere. And I was pointing to the left behind some houses. And say, how far do you live from Willoughby? I said, I just gave you my ID. I live right down the damn street. He's like, well, Willoughby's over there. I was like, yeah, I know that. I was nowhere near Willoughby. What the hell is going on? So they refused to tell me what was going on. But apparently somebody who knows these guys was raped. Alright? So now we get to the nitty gritty. These fuckers were going to kill me. Straight up and down. They were going to fucking kill me. Without questioning, they didn't give a fuck that I was innocent. They were going to kill me because the assailant was wearing cotton, Nautica, jogging outfit. I'm wearing a white and blue Nautica jacket that my favorite sister gave me, and a pair of Nautica jeans that I bought. I have not worn a Nautica product since this shit. So to Nautica, I'm sorry, but you know, I'm not trying to get shot over pussy that I didn't take. So they're questioning me in all kinds of directions, and I'm like, dude, whatever it was, I didn't do it. I can't be taking a shit on the phone with my homeboy and raping whoever got raped at the same fucking time. But they didn't want to hear that. All they wanted to know was I was a black man who was supposed to be 6 feet tall, raping a chick. Now all these guys were 6'2" or better, and I'm supposed to be 6 feet tall. I have to look up to talk to these guys. They didn't give a fuck about none of that. They saw a black man and they wanted to execute him for someone else's crime. Like, I have a backpack on. Who the fuck takes a backpack to a raping event? Now, if you're gonna kidnap and rape them, that's fine. They call that a rape kit. This was a fucking backpack. It was a Northeast or LL Bean backpack. And the only thing that was of any relevance in there was my pictures and a movie from Sundance. They got a really bad note and review. Who's gonna rape somebody and carry that with them? Yeah, I'm gonna take the tape apart and wrap it around their neck. Now, granted, I could probably do that because I was trained by a Green Beret when I was 16. So I probably could have killed those guys too, provided I get close enough to the guy that was closest to me. Plus, he was wearing one of those little leather jackets, like the windbreaker kind. Those are the best weapons. Anyway, moving on. Then these fuckers want to offer me a ride. The only time a police officer is legally allowed to give you a ride is when they are arresting you and taking your ass into custody. Other than that, they do not have the privilege or the right to take you anywhere. It is against police procedure for you to be in that police car outside of the fact that you're not that cop's prisoner or a member of his family and he's giving you a ride to school. Now, some cops bend the rules, but these guys had no business fucking with me at all. ATF agents from fucking Roanoke. I'm in Charlottesville. What the fuck are you doing in Roanoke? That's where you work. Why are you in Charlottesville? Oh, somebody you know got fucked, so you're gonna fuck me. So they're like, well, we're gonna give you a ride. Okay, then this is where it gets fun. So I'm walking to where I currently work. I wasn't working there at the time because I had a job doing something else or whatever the fuck. And I was starting making films. So they're following me by driving in front of me and watching where I walk. So when I got to work, where I currently work, I didn't work there at the time. I went in there and I told Brenda, I said, look, if I wind up dead on the news, these ATF agents came out of nowhere after me for something that I did not do. I said, I am not a rapist. I am not a murderer. But these motherfuckers were fixing to fuck me up. I don't own a gun. I've never shot anyone. You understand? I got these right here. I don't need no damn gun. So I tell her what happens. And I hurry up and I go on over there to the university to find Bruce and let him know about the film and let him know about how bad my fucking day was going. And I can't think of the kid that helped me out. Young white fella. Damn, I can't remember his name. His last name is Bennett, though. So we'll just call him Bennett. So Bennett pulled up this incident. He said, well, damn, this morning someone was attacked over in Willoughby. I said, well, hell, Willoughby's like a whole 7 or 8 blocks from my house unless I cut through the park. But who's going to be cutting through the park at 7 o'clock in the fucking morning? I'm not one of those exercise freaks. I do kung fu. I don't need exercise. So, it's a lifestyle. You're going to exercise in everything you do with kung fu. And I had no business going anywhere near Willoughby because I don't know anybody who fucking lives over there. So, while I was shitting that morning, apparently someone came to that ATF agent, and I'm sorry for her, was assaulted. Alright? I'm really sorry for her. I didn't do it, and I shouldn't be accused of doing it because I am of color. Clearly, I couldn't have ran through all that shit, jumped through all the woods after having sex with someone, and get washed up, take a shit, and get my movie in less than 2 hours. No one's that goddamn fast. Okay, maybe the Flash might be that fast, but I am not that fast. So this happened at 7, and they catch up with me in actually less than an hour, because I was up the hill by 8. The DML doesn't open up till like 9 or 10. At the time, it was actually opening up at 9. So I was trying to hurry up and get there. So I had to stop by the place that I currently work to let them know what happened, because they opened up at 9. And I was like, well, let me go in here just in case these bastards decide they want to kill a black man and throw a throwdown on me. For those who don't know what a throwdown is, if you're a police officer and you don't know what a throwdown is, shame on you. And you're a fucking liar. I'm going to continue this part 2 in a second.